So if you follow my Instagram stories, you often see me posting about my morning times with God. And I realize that some people might appreciate clarity on that. They're looking to strengthen their time with God and their relationship, but need some clarity on like where to start and what that looks like. So I wanted to share my process with you in hopes of encouraging. Number one, choose the right time of day. So personally, I like mornings. There's something about the mornings that are so beautiful, so calming. If I do it first thing in the day, much like working out, then it's guaranteed to happen before the other aspects of life creep in and steal my time. Now, as for how much time to spend with God, I think that's between you and God. Like I started out with 15 minutes and then I graduated to 30 minutes, which is presently what I do. And sometimes if that spills into an hour, I'm okay with that. And I know that seems like a lot, but if you're a believer and you truly believe that God controls everything in this world, wouldn't it be wise to start your day with the person who controls it? Isn't it smart to kickstart your day with the Creator? I appreciate starting my time with God because in addition to feeling great, it gives me vision for the day. Number two, start with gratitude. I always start off like my time with God in the morning, just thanking Him for another day of life. That's the basics. And it's not something that everyone is guaranteed. And just thanking Him for everything that I am grateful for that day. I'm not going down a lengthy list. It's just literally what happened last night, what happened this morning. Thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I also ask Him to help me receive the message that I'm about to read, to understand it, whatever it is that He wants me to get out of it. One recent thing I started doing, and shout outs to Kamara for putting me onto this, is just asking God, what is it that you want us to do today during our time? And I'll be honest, like when I first heard that, I'm like, I don't know. It almost might feel like, is God really going to tell me like, oh, I want you to read this, I want you to do that, etc. And if it sounds amateur, hey, we're all in different spaces in our walk, right? Time with God can be flexible. You don't have to do the same thing every time. So usually I'm reading a devotional and I'll usually find that in the Bible app, or it'll be one of several books that like I love reading, or a new book that I've gotten. By the way, like I'll tag those in the description, 2 of my favorite books that you should definitely check out. And in the comments, if you have a devotional book that you love or a plan in the Bible app, definitely link that below. Please put us onto it. I like the Bible app because literally whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're feeling, be it joy, be it sadness, questions that you have, a death in the family, etc., you can type that in and there's always a plan for it. Like there's a plan for everything, I promise you. I use very general topics, but there's a plan for everything. My personal advice though in the plans, you know, when you get to the end, and it's a short reading, when you get to the end and it gives you like that couple of verses that correlate to like what you've read, my personal advice is to read the whole chapter. Just because some of the things can be taken out of context, and some of the things, once you read the rest of the context, it's so filling and offers more clarity on whatever it is that you're seeking information out from God. And then sometimes I turn on gospel and it's literally just like a praise and worship session with God. I'm lifting my hands, I'm singing, I'm taking breaks for prayer, I'm thanking God for like literally everything in my life most times, or like the recent major blessings He's blessed me with, or even like breaking for prayer for others. It's something that if you've never done it before, you won't understand until you do. But gospel worship sessions have been amazing for me. And some of the artists that I listen to, I'll tag those below as well. Psalmist Rain is really good. I love her music for a worship session like this. And also Todd Delaney as well. His live albums are really, really good. To me, what makes a good worship song is really about what the context of the song is. And there's different types of gospel music. And I also love the ones that are like forecasting like how great God is and what He's about to do for you. And then the third thing I might do is I've really started getting deep into studying the Bible, but the Bible is hard to understand. I've been appreciating this podcast called The Bible Recap, and it's by Tara Lee Cabo, I believe is her name. And basically what she's doing is she has a Bible plan in the Bible app. You follow along with that, you read the different chapters for the day, and then you go back and you listen to her podcast. And the way she breaks it down and simplifies everything, like into layman terms, and even like points out things that you might not even notice, is just really good. It's really good, y'all. I highly, highly recommend it. And it just takes me down a path of additional questions then that I have. And I love this website called gotquestions.org because any question you have, it is most likely on there. Whether your question is, who was Cain's wife? What does the Bible say about marrying in your family? What does the Bible say about slavery? Dinosaurs? Drinking alcohol? Sex before marriage? Where was Jesus during the 3 days between his death and his resurrection? It is a dope resource that usually leads me down a rabbit hole of a ton more questions. And that in turn only adds to my faith, because now I'm getting a deeper understanding for God and the fact that a lot of these people in the Bible were just like us. They are not sinless. They were questioning God. They were confused souls, and it's reassuring to see how God works through their lives and uses them to do great things. I know that part is like something that a lot of people need to hear, because for many of us, we feel like we need to be all cleaned up and ready for God and already in our word in order to come to him. And like, no, like God says, come as you are. And when you read about these people, you will see, oh, they were not, like I said, perfect. They came as they were, literally, and God used them. Oh, and I definitely recommend reading in chronological order, because I've read about these Bible characters, but I never realized the connection between them, like who was related to who and how this person's decision affected this person's life. And so when you start to see those things too, that is very enlightening as well. But that's a quick like summary of my morning and what my time with God looks like. I usually end it in prayer with him, just reflecting like, what else is it you're looking to share with me? If it's prompted a thought or an idea or a prayer or a request, or, you know, I pray on those things. I hope that was helpful. I know this life isn't easy and there isn't like a prime exact example of how to do it aside from Jesus. So if this was helpful to you, definitely share the wealth, pass the video along, tap that like button if you want me to do more videos like this. And you already know the deal. There's another video right here. Go ahead and click it. It's another life hack.